Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and the latest live service game to shut down has been confirmed in one that's actually been received rather well, but I also think it once again illustrates the reality of live service gaming, these multiplayer games in today's day and age. One of the more, I guess you could say, notable, like, this game actually had quite a lot of interest with it when it was initially dropping back in 2021 in early access, and then 2022 for the full release, but we'll talk about it. Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt will be shutting down forever come April the 28th. If you're unfamiliar with it, this is set in the Vampire universe, and it was a battle royale game. We just had the release of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which that game had more so mixed reception. This one was, again, a multiplayer battle royale title, and it's got 26,000 Steam user reviews. 77% of those reviews are positive, which honestly, for a multiplayer battle royale game, not too bad. That is not too bad at all. And the game did have a bit of interest leading into its release back in 2022. I remember a lot of people were talking about it. It was on PlayStation as well, and I actually do believe it hit early access in 2021, but yeah, the game will now be shutting down. And I do want to go over their post on their official page and then just give you guys some insight on the reality of live service gaming. But Blood Hunt servers will close on April 28, 2026, which, to be fair, gave this game an official run of 4 years, which honestly, not that bad when you compare it to like Concord. Concord got a week, you know, Blood Hunt at least got 4 years. I can at least see that as a relatively big W. However, sometimes I do wonder, would it be better to just go the Concord route and pull the plug early? But this is one of those games that had way more interest than Concord, so I can understand why it's been running for this long. Dear Blood Hunt community, when we first opened the streets of Prague to you, we could only hope that the nights you spent there would create the memories that they did. From the battles fought on the rooftops to the friendships made in the chaos, Blood Hunt has lived through you in countless unforgettable ways. During these past 4 years, we have been thrilled to see your passion and dedication to Blood Hunt. Your feedback, creativity, and enthusiasm for the game has meant the world to us. However, despite you, our amazing community, the current player population has reached a level where keeping the servers running is no longer sustainable. This has led us to make the difficult decision to take Blood Hunt offline. The sun is now going to rise over Prague, and we will be taking down the Blood Hunt servers on the 28th of April 2026, after which the game will no longer be available. What happens next? The game will remain fully playable until April 28th of 2026. After this date, the servers will be taken offline and the game will no longer be available on PC nor PlayStation 5. As of today, token purchases have been disabled. However, the in-game store will still be open, allowing you to spend any tokens you may have until the servers go down. Once the game goes offline, any remaining tokens will not be usable. All account and gameplay data will be deleted after closure in accordance with GDPR and or equivalent. The announcement does not affect your statutory rights. Blood Hunt and all related services are provided under the privacy policy and EULA that they do have linked. If you have any other questions, you can contact Shark Mob. We encourage everyone to enjoy the time that remains in Prague and keep playing, making the most of these final months together. Thank you for being with us on this journey. We hope your memories from the rooftops and back alleys of Prague will stay with you as they have with us. I know everybody wants to talk about stop killing games and games shutting down, etc., etc. At the end of the day, this is a free-to-play battle royale title. I know there's the idea of having, you know, other people host the servers, etc., etc., but you know, in this case, like, I feel like these games shutting down, it is what it is. I will say this, look at this game and look that it has a mostly positive reception. There are so many live service games that come out with a mixed reception, a negative reception. Some of the more popular ones, if you look out on Steam, you know, Apex Legends' recent reception is mixed, and that game's fairly successful. You look at Call of Duty, that's got mostly negative reception these days, or a lot of times negative reception. Overwatch 2, there's just a lot of Steam games that have negative reception. Obviously, you can't go by everything with the Steam reception, but Blood Hunt being one that has a mostly positive reception, I feel like kind of goes to show that the general reception of the game was relatively positive. However, I also think there is always going to be a fundamental issue with live service games, And I've talked about it before, but I feel like it's illustrated once again, is that, you guys, there are so many hours in the day, and I think a lot of publishers are finally realizing that when it comes to these live service games. And I don't know if in the past they had realized it, because it felt like for a while, and definitely PlayStation is going down this route. I know that they canceled a lot of games, but it really feels like, brother, let's just chuck as many live service games as we can to the wall and hope a few of them stick. However, the reality is, I think the success ratio that, let's say, a PlayStation was expecting, because they were creating so many, they were expecting way more, not like a 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 7 ratio. And remember, while PlayStation has one really public failure in Concord, they have a lot of other failures that just got canceled. And really, there are other games that have come out that just aren't really talked about, like games like, you remember Drawn to Death and games of that ilk that just came out and got canceled. But really, in the big live service push, Concord is like the big one that people focus on. But on top of that, you had Last of Us Factions. They spent millions upon millions of dollars in that game, ultimately canceled, and that didn't come out. Like, they've taken a lot of L's. Live service games in general take a lot of L's because they hope that they can luck into, or not even luck into, but get to the point where they drop a high quality game, or not even high quality, just drop a game that's successful as not necessarily Fortnite, but one of these other live service games that'll get you passive revenue for a long time. And you know, I'm not even going to say that a lot of live service games, or all of them, are just immediately thought of to be these desperate cash grabs or anything like that. I'm sure a lot of them aren't, but they have a fundamental flaw that they're fighting against. Even if they are free to play, it's not about the money as so much with these live service games. It's the time. There is only so much time in the day that people can invest into these games, and the live service games, the inherent thought with them is that you have to spend hundreds and hundreds of hours on them. They do chase something called engagement. That is the buzzword in gaming these days that so many publishers want out of their games. And if they can get engagement, what does that mean? Well, that means you're invested into the game. If you're invested into the game with your time, you're more likely to spend money on it, and you'll passively spend money on the game over time, and they'll make money off of it years and years from now after the game comes out. That is the ultimate dream. The reality is, most games don't get to that ultimate dream because people have their set of live services games that they play and pick. And generally, it's 2, maybe 3 games for most people at max, and then that's it. They're not going to play other games, whereas other games coming out, let's say a Hollow Knight Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong, you pay $20 for it, you'll play through it, and then you'll move on, and then your money is freed up to buy other games. I should say, not your money is freed up, your time is freed up to buy other games. And that generally people will do. The live service thing is, the people that are playing Destiny 2, Bungie wants you to play Destiny 2 for hours and hours and hours. The people that are playing Marvel Rivals, you're gonna sink hours and hours into it. Yeah, you might take a break here and there, but that'll give room for one live service game to come into play. And how many live service games are you really cycling? Not that many, but so many are coming out regularly. And we'll see how the Battlefield Battle Royale does as well. I'll do a separate video on that, but you know, again, this one was fairly well received, and it's still shutting down. I just feel like it's once again another statement on the live service industry. But shout out to Shark Mob, because they kept the game running for 4 years, which is a lot better than a lot of other live service games. And I have to say this again, I don't know how smart that is. I honestly think, and I don't know the financials attached to Bloodhunt, maybe it was doing okay, but the Concord route, I think a lot of times is the right route to go, where you drop a game, take the L. Take the L as soon as you realize it, and don't spend a lot more money on it. I know that the idea of dropping a game and then selling microtransactions for a little while and then shutting the game down, that's going to be viewed in a certain way. With Concord, they shut it down early, they gave refunds, and if you can figure out a way to do that when it already, like, cut your losses while you're ahead. We all know about this, and I just think that route to go honestly made a lot of sense for PlayStation, and I think for other live service games, it's honestly something you might want to look at. I think when PlayStation drops Fair Game, that's going to be something they're going to want to think about, as far as I feel like that game is going to be a gigantic failure. You know, we still don't have gameplay for it, but just generally speaking, I certainly get the vibe from it, but we'll see how that turns out. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt will be shutting down April 26, 2026. This is your final opportunity to play the game, and then it is gone forever, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.